Hey everyone,
Oh,
welcome back to the stream.
Whoops.
Wow.
Hang on, let me just erase all that.
Yeah, somebody's just being
Oh, it'll erase some of it. There we go.
well, we have been
That's a good way to start.
yeah, excellent.
I mean, it's par for the
Hey,
course.
you know
bunch of
what?
idiots.
We're a bunch of idiots anyway, so it'll be fine.
Cool.
Bunch of unprofessional nut jobs just dicking around.
Yes.
That's what any stream is, isn't it?
Well, I mean, Warframe.
Some people are pretty
Oh, yeah,
professional
that.
about it.
Can't say I've ever watched any other streams, but
I said some are pretty.
but we are live.
Anyway,
Wow. We just need our DM to show up and lead us,
I am literally right here.
guide us, sir.
So, for those of you who may have caught us, may have caught us last
Maybe he's
time,
on mute.
we did D&D. We think.
Maybe, possibly.
If you missed that video, you can catch it here.
Waiting for it.
At
Sorry,
the-
guys, my mic was muted. And I was talking to you, and I was introducing the whole stream, and I forgot to unmute my mic.
Meh.
That has happened countless times
Oh
on
yeah.
Xbox Live.
Oh yeah. I'm aware. So if you guys missed last week's episode, you can find it here on the Twitch Big Ripper channel, at least for a little while. If you are unable to view it for whatever reason there, or you missed that deadline, you can find it over on Big Ripper YouTube channel, and it is also now up on Podbean. Romulus, do you think we could put a link to that in the chat?
Sure. Give me a fraction of a second here.
Yeah, I know. I can get.
It should be in there somewhere.
In the chat.
Perhaps we should take this
No, I
time
was
to do a
saying
recap
Okay, there it
Fine.
is.
for viewers who are not present for the first part.
Yes, for viewers who were not present for the first part, there's a link in the description
Previously
now.
on D&D.
You can find that on Podbean. You can get
The world was almost destroyed by a demon invasion approximately 2,000 years ago. All the surviving humanoids joined
Hey, what are you
together,
doing?
and they lifted a continent into the sky
what are you
via
doing?
magic stones. And as far as I know, that is the only surviving landmass.
Hey, Rona.
2,000 years later,
Rona.
society is
Rona.
flourishing.
Rona.
Rona,
Yes?
stop. If we don't need to recount the entire detail of the last session, if you guys want to check it out,
Just doing my part.
there are some places for you to check it out at. But for tonight, we're gonna go ahead and get started because I don't have any announcement. Already plugged myself. So last time our party had woken up in a cave of sort. They managed to find their way out and found that they were on a cliff. After scaling down the cliff in iconic fashion, the party began to
You forget, I scaled down the cliff in iconic fashion.
I
as
failed to have the rope I was supposed to have.
as the party then made their way over to what was that, northwestward direction, no, northeastern direction. And where they ran into the town of Dagbur, or Dagbor, for the common tongue. They
Oh, I see.
Hmm?
I don't have to do a recap because you posted the previous.
Yes, it's all posted. That's why we're not. That's why we weren't doing a recap of all that intro. I'm
See what
doing a
happens when I'm
brief
not looking
intro
at the
of
right
what
window.
happened last time in the session, and that's pretty much it. They headed that direct towards the city of Dagbor, where along the
Would it be
way they
cheating to be looking
learned
at the
that
DM
they
screen on the Twitch stream to see the things he posts that we can't see.
Hold on, guys. I'm terribly sorry about this. What are you wanting to do, Rona?
Rona, can you hear him?
Chase? I mean Ripper? No.
Oh, there we go. There's the whole problem. Rona, log out or leave the chat
I've been
and come back in.
Yeah,
Rip.
I've been talking this entire time. No wonder he keeps talking over me.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
All right, Rip. Rona, can you hear Rip?
No.
Can you hear me now?
Uh-oh.
Okay, guys.
Let me
Give us a moment here as we follow through some technical difficulty.
Why were you...
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, this is weird. So,
I've been
for
talking
whatever
this
reason,
entire time.
I didn't hear a thing. I'm sorry. And I don't know how this happened, but apparently Discord decided it was a good idea to mute you on my end.
Okay.
And I've never even gone into those settings, so who knows?
Okay, yeah, well, don't mute me, otherwise you're gonna miss out on a lot of the game.
Well, yeah, it'd be hard to play the game if I can't hear the DM.
Yeah, because I was like, no, it's like, you don't need to give I was like, you don't need to give the recap because it's there for them to find. And I'm going to do a brief intro recap so that they're not completely confused on what happened last time. So that's why I was like, what is he doing? And then you kept talking over me, and I was like, bro.
I'm sorry.
No,
That's
you're
definitely
good.
definitely technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Now that we got that ironed out.
Technical difficulties and, technical challenges.
Stupid Discord.
So, alrighty. Well, I will go ahead and restart that. Because that'll allow us to just so, starting over. Last time, the party had awoke in a cave, not knowing how they got there or who they were surrounded by, and that they were only surrounded by each. They have no knowledge of one. They eventually got out of the cave after a brief introductions. They found out that the mouth of the cave was a cliff about 200 feet. The party descended this cliff face in a iconic fashion of relatable to their classes, and as they began to travel northeastward to the city of Dagbor, they discovered that each of them have a different idea and knowledge of what the capital city. With that in mind, they have ventured into the city of Dagbor, into the city outskirts, finding place among the Forgotten District in order to spend the night at a local church. The father there gave food and pillows and blankets for the party. Party split the children that were present. Went a little more hungry than normal. Most of them. And that was where we pick back up. Sleep, issues, and they awake next morning. Basically at the crack of dawn as people are up and bustling around within the church itself. Danak, as you kind of awake and kind of open your eyes, you see a small face, like almost inches from your head. Small kid, probably 6 years old. He's got some sandy blonde hair and some bright blue eyes. And like the moment you open your eyes and move, he's like, "It's awake!" and bolts. And you guys hear some giggling around the room and some shuffling of feet as they hit the floor.
Denog shakes himself awake a little bit.
Well, that was a thing.
He looks to his roommates and is like,
Oh, that wasn't a dream.
Thank Geisma, I'm still where I fell asleep.
Well, yeah, that is a benefit. At least we're not in a dank cave again. I've had enough excitement
you're not
for.
wrong.
I've had enough excitement for the last 24 hours, and I've had in. Oh, I don't know, maybe the last 2 years.
Must have been a boring 2 years.
When you spend a lot of time in a study, reading books and practicing alchemy, you get kind of bored and lonely. Yeah.
Okay.
Try 10 years.
Pardon, what do you do as you wake?
I go like, coffee. Multiple question marks.
Who are you directing that towards?
I'm just saying that. I'm just like,
Okay.
coffee. Anybody have coffee, please?
I've never known a barbarian to drink coffee before. That's unusual.
The
That's
rage is
scary.
really
Let's
just
just say
sugar
it's-
rush. The
Let's
rage,
just say it's Irish.
the rage is really just a sugar rush.
No,
Hmm.
my barbarian's rage is like he drank like 5 bangs, and
In the span of a half hour, and somehow he's still alive.
Fair enough.
basically, yeah.
it's that Constitution, man.
Anyway, at those of you who are currently present here, Hardin ask for coffee. Now, whether you guys have coffee or not is would be
I'm
interesting.
sure I might be able to. I'm sure I might be able to find something in my pack here. Let me rummage around. Perhaps I picked up something along the road.
I don't believe you specifically study coffee beans, so
No.
so
That's
probably
true.
not. And you don't have a means of conjuring coffee beans, so
I could illusion some.
Best use of illusions to create coffee.
I'm tired enough that I would smell through the illusion.
I feel like he might be tired enough he'd try to drink the illusion.
On that note,
okay.
I mean, we can always see.
On that note, I'm just gonna get up and walk out.
As you begin walking out, you actually watch as the head priest Rule walks in and kind of goes, you guys are awake. I heard the children shouting, and I assumed that the was you, but I just wanted to come and make sure it is, after all, early morning, and I didn't know if you guys were early risers or not.
typically
I raise my
yes.
hand.
He kind of like looks at you like confused and just kind of looks to the rest of the party.
coffee?
I'm afraid not, sir. That's a luxury that we cannot afford.
It makes no difference to me. I'm used to late nights and early mornings, and it makes perfect sense that the children around here would be interested in some outsiders.
Of course. You guys are some of the first outsiders that haven't had orders to go directly into either the common or the royal districts. So having people who, are actually interested in the area has been quite interesting. If you would like to come, the taters are almost done. We'll have breakfast.
Taters? Like
Taters.
taters?
Well,
Yes.
kind of. They're more, these ones are more, finely sliced and served with a little bit of oil.
Pre-sliced
Hash
potatoes.
browns.
That sounds fantastic.
Okay.
That cuts out all the work.
You guys head to the kitchen table where you guys had previously been before.
On the way
night
there.
before. Yeah.
Deanoch mutters, depending on how close people are, they may hear him.
I wonder if they've invented chips yet.
Invented what?
Chips.
Just
no,
a
you know,
just a
chips.
reminder, Romulus, because I know your character's voice can be a little low. If you're just declare that you're muttering or whispering, and then talk normally. Just so that it
was
picks up.
normal for me.
Okay. I may need to turn you up on my end then. That may just.
I'll try and talk a little louder when I do that.
Okay. It's fine. Just a reminder. Actually, he rolled really well on his perception check, so he would actually hear this, and he goes, chips are actually a luxury of the at least common district, if not royal district. I guess more common in the common district. The royals prefer not to eat something of that, grease, I guess is what they call it.
Too greasy. Yeah, I understand. Why would the royals want to get their hands dirty?
What is chip?
It's a snack, my friend. It's a
It's-
snack.
It's very similar to what you're about to have, he says as you guys enter the kitchen. And you guys sit down, and just moments after you sit down, the nun comes in and begins placing plates before each of you and the kids. This time it does appear that they are much more evenly portioned among you guys and the kids. And essentially what is served is hash browns.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys would know as hash browns.
Ooh,
I like
fantastic.
hash browns.
And they smell good too.
Evelyn here is a fantastic. He indicates to the nun lady. She kind of just nods.
Well, thank you again, Evelyn. Dinner last night and now breakfast today. What do we owe you?
Well, it is my job around here to provide provide meals and take care of the laundry, and occasionally cleaning it, depending on the children. And she looks at all of them, and all of them are avoiding eye contact, like a kid in a classroom when the teacher's looking for somebody to read. Like you're just laser focused on whatever's in front of you.
Nope.
And you guys can see the look, especially Katya and Deanoch. You guys are very well of that look, being a little book learned. You guys
Having
are.
that look directed at me several times, actually.
You guys are very familiar with the whole nope look that the kids are giving.
Would I be somewhat familiar as a rowdy youth myself?
You were never book learned.
Oh no, like not book learned, but like as my character is, yeah, like as my character, like he probably got that look quite a bit
Oh, the
from doing
look
stupid stuff.
the look Evelyn is giving, you recognize. The look the children are doing, you do not.
Okay,
If that makes sense.
yeah,
So,
that does make sense. I was gonna see if I might be able to roll like a, because I really like these hash browns. If I could potentially roll the like intimidation to have all of the kids clean, or like to intimidate the kids to clean for this lovely lady.
what are you gonna tell them?
Yeah, you guys better pay attention to what this your lady says, or else I might come and make you clean up everything, including the rest of the town.
Sure. Roll intimidation. We'll see how this goes.
You're a bit. Okay.
Flex your muscles a little bit as you do it.
Yeah.
All right. So, like, you kind of say this, and like you kind of just lean your arm, like on the, like you just tense all the muscles in your arm, and you kind of just lean it against the great sword that you have leaning against the corner of your chair, and all the kids are just kind of like just begin to sweat. Yeah, most of them. There are a few, especially of the older ones, who are kind of like telling me what
Yeah,
to
whatever.
do.
I will tell you what to do.
They're
I
not
know
saying
what
that.
you're
That's
going
the
to do
look.
next. I know,
But
I just said that on towards the end.
gotcha. As you guys finish breakfast, Rule speaks and goes, "Actually, today is going to be a rather eventful day. For a little bit of coin, we'll be able to you'll be able to enter the common district because they're going to open it up for the whole, open up all the districts for the celebration today."
Oh, really?
Yeah, yes. The celebration itself is uh, throughout all of the districts. Obviously, the royals will never come and socialize with us, and there are fees to get to each district. The common district is, cheap enough. The royal district, well, unfortunately, you still have to have a royal decree in order to reach said district. But it is open for the royals to freely traverse. But it allows for us to celebrate and allows for a very pleasant day. It's also one of the rare days that that some of us are able to get into the common district by better provisions, but it's expensive to just get into the district.
How much does it cost to get into the district?
Well, normally it runs about 10 gold pieces, but today they're charging half of that. It's 5. For
Ooh.
the sake of a festival, it's still, while that is much cheaper, it's still something that is rather hard for us to afford, and there'd be no way that we could afford it for everyone. He says as he looks around to the 12 people at the table, not including you guys.
Oof.
Oh, it's 5 gold for each person, not for a group.
Yes, correct. Per person.
What if just a couple of us went in, brought the money that you were going to spend on provisions with us, and we bring back the provisions when we're done?
I mean, I couldn't ask. I mean, we have a meager life here, but we get by. The best thing that grows in this mountainous, rocky, mountainous terrain here is potatoes.
But
They
we're
do-
already heading that way.
Potatoes?
Or
you've
alternative question.
been eating them for the last day, sir.
Oh Lord.
These have been scrumptious.
That's all due to Evelyn.
Alternative question. How
Hmm.
many of you need to go in to buy provisions?
Well, honestly, we weren't planning on going today. Typically, we save our money for a more joyous occasion. Sometimes splurging, rather than looking for the city itself to provide for. We tend to provide for ourselves, and then spend the money when we find it nice. For example, sometimes we buy. Trader comes through here, and we buy clothes for the most part for the children who are outgrowing the current ones. That way, the ladies can have dresses, and the men can have pants. Usually, the best we can do, but it's usually what we have done, at least in the past.
Why not
In
just
terms
take the pants from the toddlers who don't want to wear pants and use the material to make larger pants for the adults?
Typically, we just do that the other way around,
Toddlers
and
need pants.
pass it down. The child who
And
then.
against.
And anyway, it is there's nothing you need to concern yourself. I do suggest, however, going yourselves into. You might be able to find more information in the common district than what we could.
That's
provide.
precisely why.
We
That's precisely why we had to go, and eventually we have to leave the city. We could do some shopping while we're there.
do what you would like. Your money is your money.
Well, speaking
How
of,
about no go?
I was gonna say, speaking of our money's our money, do what we like. I'm gonna pay you back for letting us stay here.
But
I'm gonna give him 10 gold.
Sir, that is very generous of you, and that is not something that you necessarily have to do. I mean, that's.
Yeah, my money's my money. I'm giving it to you.
But Valinar, you could just give the 10 gold coins to us, and we could use it to shop for them and bring them other things instead of
I've
just
got
gold
more
coins.
money.
I'm glad one of us does.
I
probably have to spend any.
he's like looking at the money. He's like, I don't even know what to say. Wow. This is more than just, staying the night and a few potatoes. This is too much. He kind of says as he's like speaking to you.
Didn't you just say our money's our money to do with what we wish?
I mean, yes, but if you're paying me back for the room and board that I've provided, you are overpaying, even for the whole group of you. Overpaying.
No, I don't think
Yeah,
I am.
that is rather frivolous. Why not just give him 8 gold coins? That's 2 for each of us.
Are you basically insisting that he takes the money?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. If you would like, you can roll an insight check.
Okay. Where's my insight?
19. You gather that 10 gold pieces is more than this guy has ever seen in his lifetime.
Oh my god.
I really hope he didn't see into my bag while I was pulling it.
I assume you kind of did it under the table and counted, but
Yeah.
10, like I said, 10 gold pieces is more than he's probably ever seen in his lifetime, and even the children are looking at that like, what's that? It's really shiny.
You hear ting 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 under the table. Oh, I dropped my purse.
Yeah, you guys are in a district that people live on. They essentially live on coppers a day.
Pennies.
Literally, yeah. So he thanks you and he goes, "Well, I appreciate this. It is very generous, and
If it helps, think of it as an offering to On.
well,
I
you
think it
will
was
be.
On that he was.
Yeah, you are correct.
Okay.
Well, you will be the. You would have been the 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 leading contributor to the church. And with that, I thank you very much. And he kind of like gives you this kind of like a deep bow for sitting. And then he slowly pulls the gold coins into his hand, like one at a time, like still like with each one like hard, like finding it hard to believe that he's picking up 10 gold pieces.
Okay, I'm good.
I'm just sort of sitting there,
So
just
He
sort
kind of, like-
what is going on.
well, what is going on is Valinar currently gave the Rule the priest here 10 gold pieces, which is probably more than he has ever seen in his life.
Yeah,
So,
I keep my gold.
what would you guys like to do at this point? Because Rule does get up and he leaves, assumably to stash the money from the children somewhere.
Yeah, that's fair.
How about we try to get into the city?
That makes perfect sense. I don't see where else we could go.
To the common district.
Okay. You guys head towards the city walls, and what catches you kind of by surprise is like the gates are opened, but there are armed guards kind of standing in the gate, kind of monitoring everybody who comes and goes.
Armed, huh?
Yes, and when I say armed, they have, from what you can tell from this distance. Actually, just make a perception check for me.
Oh lord.
All of us?
Perception. Let's see.
Sure.
That is a 4. I'm clearly distracted by something. As I
Um.
Well,
historically
that's
am.
a 3 plus 4.
So, Cardin and Katya, you know they're armed because there's the sun is shining off of something, that they have.
That's what's distracting me. There you go.
Danak and Valinor, you see simple like medium style armor, something that guards can kind of move and breathe in a little bit, and most of them are wearing or are armed with like either like a spear or a sword and shield. Most of their arms are like lax at the moment. A lot of spearmen for the most part. There's 2 individuals with swords on their waist, and a singular individual who is in like robes almost. It's weird. It doesn't quite look like robes, but it's not leather armor either. And he currently has a clipboard.
He must be the important one.
Why? Because he has a clipboard? You got something against clipboards?
No, he's got a clipboard. Therefore, he must be the one who everybody has to report to in order to get through the gate.
Well, you don't see him, so.
No, I'm blinded by the sun. Clearly.
But
I'm just going to start walking towards the gate.
Okay.
I'm going to follow the cleric.
I assume everybody follows then.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
I don't see any point in wasting time standing around.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys kind of step forward to the gate a little bit, you see the men with the swords at their waist. They both kind of like see you guys coming, and one of the larger ones here, he is human. He kind of goes, "Halt!" and he kind of holds up a hand and kind of, just slow your ascent to the gate. And you see the guy with the clipboard kind of turn around, and now you see him. He's got a clipboard, Katya.
Oh, there we go.
And now that you guys
Do
are,
I see it?
yeah, you see him.
Okay.
And now that you guys are closer, the robes that he is wearing is made of it's almost made of leather. Apparently it's a leather robe in a sense. It seems that he took robes and had them been made of leather, and then another like silk kind of a pattern sewn on top of it, but you can clearly see like the leather pads that are there. It is very ineffective and very inefficient and probably pretty expensive. And he kind of just turns and looks at you guys and kind of it just goes, "Names?"
Cotton.
Codden. Okay. Codden. And
Valinar?
you see him just scribble some things down. Valinar, okay?
Dinok alok vik.
Enoch. Okay. And you
And
are
Catherine Swift. Catherine,
okay. And he kind of like he looks up every time after a name and looks to each of you, but after that, names down. Okay, well, he kind of looks up to this guy. You're a bit early, but it's whatever. The whole day is on a celebration of sorts. It is 5 gold pieces for each of you to enter the common district. Guys, are you guys outsiders? He kind of looks as he flips through the pages here that he has on his clipboard. I don't have any record of you guys coming into the common district before. You new to the common district or outsiders?
I speak.
This is the biggest city I've ever seen.
Well, we are from out of town. We heard about the success of the adventuring party that took out those goblins in the cave, and we wanted to go and meet them for ourselves.
So when everybody there just spoke at one time, the guy kind of goes, "Right. Uh-huh. And what were you trying to say, Danak? I know everybody spoke at once there."
When everyone else starts talking, he just shuts up and just kind of.
Okay. So like he opens his mouth and then everybody else just throws words at this man, and Danak is like, "Okay." Okay, and he kind of goes, right, and he kind of just jots something down real quick. Anyway, it is 5 gold pieces for each of you to enter the common district.
Cool.
I don't suppose you could let us in for
No.
2 gold pieces each. Wow, not even a persuasion check on that one?
He tried to barter with a man who is in charge of a gate of a city between the Forgotten District and the Common District. Now,
Roll with disadvantage?
now,
You're talking to a guy who's dealing with slum people.
Mm-hmm. He's literally he is used to people bartering. You're gonna have to be a little better than just coming out and asking for a deal. Because he's like as you're speaking and as you're saying that, like he's still looking at his clipboard and just no without looking up was how he kind of responds to that.
And Katya turns to Valinar Valinar?
Do you
I
not
don't.
have even 5 gold?
Well, you said you have plenty of it. I figured maybe you could cover for me.
Use your own.
Please?
I get this weird feeling that you don't have any money.
Well, my daddy kind of cut me off when I left town. So I'm not as rich as I wanted to be. I have enough for my. Screw it. Katya pulls out 5 gold pieces. Here, take them.
Okay, he takes it and takes the quill and just you can see a on the paper there.
I give him my 5 gold.
Yep. Again, he takes the
So
money.
do I.
He appears to be making check marks. So, Cardin's the only
I
one left.
reluctantly give him my 5 gold.
All right, make an intel. No, I'm kidding.
Well, actually, no. Actually,
have
what
5
I should
fingers,
do
you're fine.
is I should make an intelligence check to see if I would possibly consider trying to threaten this guy to let me pass. I should probably make an intelligence check to make sure,
No,
to see
I would
if
say
I
you
actually
wouldn't.
have to pay this.
I wouldn't say you would because taking in the situation of the probably 15 armed individuals currently looking at you guys. I would say that you would probably know that's not a good idea. Originally, the joke was going to be make an intelligence check to see if you can count to 5, but then I realized. But you have 5 fingers, so you're okay.
Yeah, I have 5.
5 finger
I have
discount.
10 fingers and 10 toes. So.
Are you barefoot?
No, but
Okay.
I know that I have those. That is one of the things I know, is I know how many appendages I have.
All right. So you guys
Fair enough.
pay the entry fee, and you guys are now in the common district of
This better have been worth it.
the city of Tech. And immediately upon entering the common district, you can see the difference in the poverty. The people that you begin seeing around town here range in terms of clothing that they're wearing. They range everything from slightly better off than the people you just spent the evening with, to lavish robes of flowing colors and vibrance, and everything in between. The cities here the buildings here are constructed of more sturdy buildings. These buildings are made largely of stone and wood.
With no holes.
With no holes other than for windows and doors, but even the windows have glass in them. The doors are, actual doors, and again, the buildings vary in size as you look around, and the population does range a lot of dwarf, a lot of Goliaths, a lot of humans, it all seems to be pretty busy in this area. Actually, as you guys begin to step in, you actually notice that there is a cobblestone walkway in front of you. Whereas in the Forgotten District, you guys were walking on dirt and mud and maybe some gravel here and there. Whereas here, it's a paved cobblestone walkway.
Wow, this is
I
a lot like home.
I'm sort of looking with my mouth agape. Just what?
Yeah,
So
you
this
thought
is-
you thought the Forgotten District was big, and now you're walking into this, and you're like,
I thought the Forgotten District was nice.
Carden, close your mouth. You're gonna start catching flies.
I shut my mouth. I open my eyes wider.
It's kind of concerning now that you're looking at it that way. Wow, I just blanked on your name, Valinar. I had a brain fart. Sorry.
Okay.
Like his eyes were already pretty wide and his mouth was agape, and you were like, "Close that," and he does, and his eyes got even bigger as his mouth closed, and you're like, "That's concerning."
How do you even do that?
Gills.
The only thing that we're missing here is a tall tower right in the center of town. And it'd be just like home.
Well, you guys
I
haven't
have
stepped
not
away
seen
yet, and you guys haven't stepped away
full
yet,
tower.
and the individual behind you goes, "There is a tower. It is at the center of town. You just can't see it from here."
Wow.
Names, and he begins
That
talking to
big.
the people behind you.
Let's get out of everyone's way.
Yeah, let's get out of the gate area. Let's start exploring the city
Okay.
because Carden is definitely ready to start exploring a little bit.
Fair enough.
As
And
you
I feel like
begin,
it's worth mentioning right
Sorry, go
now. Carden, do not hit anyone.
What? Why would I hit anyone?
I just have a weird
yes,
feeling.
right about that time, as you guys kind of step out into traffic, immediately you guys are kind of like not shoulder checked, but being bumped into by the crowds of people. They're like, "Don't
It is
hit
crowded
anybody,"
here.
and you're like, "Why would I?" And then immediately somebody bumps into your back.
Let's see something real quick.
Oh no.
No fights. We're not fighting in a crowded street.
Survival.
So what are you trying to?
Okay.
What are you trying to survive?
I'm trying to survive my own impulses
Oh no.
because I want to
Oh, no.
So
because
you're trying to
if
subdue
I'm-
your own impulse. I would
Yeah,
say that would be a
like-
wisdom save.
okay.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What are you worried
That's why
about?
I said don't hit
13.
anyone.
13. I mean, I would say that would pass. No, I think I'd kind of rule that like a like a death save.
Yeah,
in a
I was
sense,
thinking
so-
close to like the werewolf berserk feature almost.
Well, what I
With,
gave
like
what I gave you was better.
okay.
So yeah, no. You're fine. You like somebody bumps into you as you're looking at wow, I did it again.
Dalinar.
Valinar. Yep, I did it again. It's gonna be a great night, guys. As you're like looking at Valinar, and Valinar, as you're looking at Carden, you can kind of see like his eyes just like pop, you see like just a few blood vessels in his eyes just pop, and his eye kind of starts to turn red, and he like starts to turn, and he goes and turns back to you. Why would I hit anyone?
I'm trying not to be surprised by the big crowds.
The largest group of people you've probably ever seen in your life.
Yeah, it is.
Largest group of people
Consider-
he's ever
yeah,
seen in
it
his
is.
life, for sure. All right, so as the crowd almost drags you guys along, is there anything in mind that you guys would like to try to find or explore?
I would like to find like a library or bookshop. Someplace
Library?
I can go for
Sure.
information, find out where we are.
Are you guys splitting up?
That would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
So I'm voicing the idea, and if anybody wants to follow, that's up to them. But I want to hear where everybody else wants to go before I just run off on my own.
Mm.
I'll follow. just out of sheer I don't know what's going on.
You were like, does anybody want to go to a library? And he goes, what's a library?
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. It's a great place where you can educate yourself. You may find it fascinating or extremely boring, depending on your outlook on life.
Probably boring.
Did we determine if Cardin could read? I can't remember.
I can't read.
Yeah, it's like, I think we
did.
left that up to him.
Okay.
Doing better
That's
than
just
Goron.
so above game. That is just a fluff that people can add to when you play low intelligence characters.
Gotcha.
Because in theory, a 10 is average. And so, like, having an 8 or a 9 where you have that -1, it's like playing. It's like being somebody who's like a little bit of a slow learner. And then when you have a lower modifier than that, even because that is possible, that is when you're playing as somebody who has a learning disability, like somebody who is unable to learn to read, or something like that. And it's kind of a unique way of playing a low intelligence character, and I enjoy that from a character building standpoint. But you don't have to.
Yeah, I actually rolled
just
on a
wanted
d20
clarification.
to see whether I could or not.
Oh, okay, cool.
I did like a odds or even thing.
Also, I'm all for going to the library.
Yeah.
I kind of want to not go to the temple.
Well, Dinok, are you with us?
Denox shrugs and
Dinner.
puts his hand in front of him and, like, wordlessly saying, "Lead the way."
So with that,
All
then I would like Katya to give an investigation check to see if he can find the library.
Here we go. Wish me luck.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. First, also that roll was a 13. We need to remember to call out our rolls, by the way, guys.
Well, I was thinking. Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to use my Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage. No, wait, never mind.
What?
I need to declare that before I
Yeah,
roll.
you do.
Yeah, never
Sorry.
mind. I'll take the 13.
Yeah.
Oops.
You're fine. So that 13 will do. It takes you a little bit of time. You're probably looking early afternoon by the point you find the library. But eventually you do find a library structure, and the name that is listed on the outside is the Trusty Book.
I sure hope so.
Rather generic name.
It's the Common District.
Well, here's hoping that the information that they have in these books is indeed trusty.
Right, so you guys enter.
Mm-hmm.
As you enter, there's the desk kind of off to the side as you enter a few paces, and you see an elven man kind of sitting at the desk, kind of leafing through a book, and he sees you guys approach and goes, "Ah, welcome!" And he closes the book and goes, "How may I be of service?"
Well, you see, sir, we're from out of town, and I don't know about my compatriots here, but I specifically am looking for maybe like a atlas or something that's going to tell us where exactly we are. Get a world map?
Are you looking for the city itself or for the whole area?
The whole world. Let me see the whole world.
Whole world. Let me see if we have something like that. No, we have region map. It's been a while since somebody's asked for a world map.
Enoch here speaks up.
Magical mishap.
Fair enough.
Not the first one.
Okay. He kind of like leaves for a moment, and he kind of is looking through in the back for a moment, and after probably 5 minutes, he
while
posts
he's looking,
Yeah.
Enoch speaks up and turns to his compatriots in this odd circumstance and
Air
says,
quotes. Compatriots, air quotes.
Yes. And he says to them, not loud enough to be heard by the shop owner,
Mhm.
but not muttering.
Right.
To make this easier on us, we may just want to say, as I said, a magical mishap. Anyone who dabbles in magic should accept that as a plausible deniability.
Instead of just saying we're outsiders?
Well,
I
think
mean,
about
it's
it.
not wrong. It's not wrong.
No, but at the same time,
Same
if
time,
we start asking about the area at large, it brings up some suspicions. To say magical mishap would explain all suspicions away.
So it was a magical mishap, and now we're not sure where we are.
Yes.
I like it. Sounds good. We'll go with that.
works
So-
for me.
After like 5 minutes or so, he comes back and he goes, "Are you wanting the current world map, or are you wanting the world map from before? Before the
Before
rise. Before the rise."
Oh,
How about both?
yeah. Give us both. That would be fantastic.
Dicks.
Sorry, I'm just curious about the old.
I know.
Just have a bit of a compare and contrast session
You
here.
guys are just so lucky because I rolled a natural 20 for him on this check. Hold on 1 second.
Because I'm imagining something like that being like legendary gear tier rarity.
So, quick clarification question:
Sure.
Are we in a library or a bookshop?
A library.
Okay.
Library.
I can't imagine
I just wanted
why.
to be sure.
Like, I want to know more information about where we're at now. Really, knowing the old map before the rise, I'm
Okay.
not sure how helpful that's going to be right now.
So I don't have a way to put this on stream, unfortunately. I'll work on that this week. But if you guys check the Discord, and the chat, for the game, I just uploaded the regional map.
Oh, let me see this.
Okay, so we are.
Nice.
Oh, we are right there.
Dang
You-
boar.
If anyone
Yeah.
looks at Denock, you just see like this. You almost see his scale start to turn pale, which you know is like what?
Yeah, I'm not actually
Is-
looking at Denock, but Valinor just has this confused as all crap face.
Mm-hmm.
This map looks other. This map looks like a toddler drew it, but it's
Well, excuse
it's clearly
yourself.
missing some. I'm sorry. Did you draw this, sir?
No, I'm saying that.
Oh,
Above
well,
game.
in character.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This
I
map
thought
looks-
I thought we
this
were
map
still
looks like
above
a
game.
toddler drew it.
Okay. I thought we were still above. That's my bad. I thought we were still above game. Also, real quick, above game at the moment. I do not have a world map to give you guys. That isn't like spoilers or anything like that.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you're gonna have to use theater of mind for that one.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So the way that I'm gonna describe it is just real quick, so that you guys are able to see it in your own head. Is it shows essentially like what you would see if our world map was laid out on paper. You got the oceans and stuff like that, and then you have the northern and southern ice caps, and then spread kind of throughout the hemispheres. You have 4 islands. Most of them look like a potato.
Of course.
Okay.
And then all of them have everything has rivers and lakes and stuff like that running through it. A few deserts here and there. I will get a world map so that I can give you guys, so that you guys are able to see what the world used to look like. But that's going to take me just a little while to do, but I will work on that this week. So,
Okay.
I was not expecting you guys to ask for a pre-apocalyptic world map.
You're the one who offered it.
Yeah, but that's because he rolled a natural 20, which means he has it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. Anyway, it'll be fine. I'll have it later this week. It just is a slight modification of the maps that I currently have. Not a big deal. So, I would just hate to do it right now. Alrighty. So with that, you guys have the happened there? I heard a noise.
There we go.
Okay.
That was weird.
With that,
That was weird. All of a sudden, everybody went silent.
I actually will show stream. Okay. So here you guys are on stream are able to see the current region map. Hello?
But I don't say anything.
I heard somebody leave and come back.
Yeah, but it wasn't from our group.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not concerning at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
There we go. Oh, hey.
Okay.
There's that map that looks like the toddler drew.
Yes, so I managed to pull it over to the stream here. So this is the region map that you guys can all currently see and look at. And for the podcast, it is a bell-shaped island with forests located in the east, south, and west, with rivers on both the east and west side. And the south side too. Cool. I just noticed that. And then mountains in the north, which is the area mountains where they currently are, the city of Dagbor.
Okay.
And then there's a list of names for the cities and locations, cities, as well as the continent name is Isoris. Isoris. Isoris.
Isoris.
You know, bleeding
It's
forest sounds kind of interesting.
Because
Yeah.
nobody wants to look at it. It's such an eyesore.
So, all right. So now we will go back into game.
Okay. I don't know if what I said before was cut out or not when I got mysteriously disconnected. But I turn to my allies as I'm looking at this map and I say, there's just so much wrong with this map. There's a lot of... I can think of at least 2 towns that are missing from this map that should be on here. Nor do I recognize the name of this particular landmass. What about the rest of you?
I
got
have
nothing.
no clue.
You've never seen a
gather
map
that.
before, Cardin.
Yeah, I've looked at a map before. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what.
Well,
this place is.
You may not have ever seen a map before because of the way that your tribe functions. You guys have like a migration path that you just follow.
Yeah, we sort of like follow the stars. So
Yeah,
like,
so you have probably
Yeah.
never seen a map.
I'm more like, what is this? Why are you guys so confused? Don't you guys just use the stars to navigate?
No, maps are
No.
a common thing. You know, cartographers, they get paid pretty well to walk around and draw things on paper. At least where
Most people
I'm
most
from.
people are unable to. The elf speaks up now and goes, most people are unable to use the stars to navigate anymore due to, you only going from one place from basically you're basically only going in one direction. If you're going in the wrong direction, you'll know very soon.
At this point,
Mhm.
Denock kind of sort of half collapses onto the nearest available surface.
Well, at the moment,
just
that's the
kinda-
desk.
Yeah, so he kind of suddenly leans into it and then just kind of slumps himself onto the floor.
Okay.
Still,
You okay there?
sitting
Need
down,
medicine?
just
Slowly folding into the panic position. Okay, got it.
yes, essentially.
Or fetal position.
Oh,
There we go.
I want to do a medicine check on him to make sure he's all right.
Sure.
Sure. And that is a
Thank God
14. Yeah.
14.
Thank God it's
Thank
not
God.
that other one.
Oof.
14 with a
14.
natural 1 on the other side.
Thank God.
Yeah,
he's
which
really
guy?
he's kind of just with that role he's basically just like, oh no, and it's just slow, like he's got the same kind of realization as everybody else. He's just kind of taking it a little bit harder than everybody else. You would recognize this as shock mostly.
And just a hint of the beginning of a panic attack.
I can give you something to settle your stomach.
He's
That's
not responding to you. He's just
Well, I can't help you if you're unresponsive. So good luck.
Do we have like sniffing salts?
You just asked me if you had bath salts.
I'm
all of a sudden he reaches out and grabs the nearest person.
Oh, there I go.
by not like that, but by your whatever loose cloth is nearby.
Careful, careful. These robes are expensive.
Where's Hofkin?
Not
Where's
on this
the-
map.
The elf looks to you and goes, "Off King?" Like looks back down at the map. Not on this map, sir. Second.
Okay, so he goes for the world map and starts looking for city names.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Bookkeeper, I'm afraid to tell you, but whoever provided you with the maps for your atlas didn't do a very good job exploring the region.
Kind of goes, well, these maps are very old, and everything. Hofking I have not directly heard of. I'd have to study. Romulus, you said you were going to study the world map.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. In terms of my knowledge, this map is very
Oh, that's
very
pretty
accurate. Yeah.
Up to
Actually,
how long ago?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Approximately how long ago? Were
How
they
long
accurate?
ago were they accurate? Well, this map was last updated, and he like lifts up the back corner of it, approximately 50 years ago.
Oh,
Whereas
then
this
there's a
map
lot missing
over,
from it.
where he goes, whereas this map here is original from before the rise, and at this point in time, Danak, you actually find Off King
I'm
on
surprised an artifact such as this is not behind lock and key.
the map. They're common enough.
Lara's going to go over and join Denock at the world map.
So at this point in time, you find Hofking located on one of the 4 continents in the. See, that would have been in the northeastern hemisphere, called Helena. Well,
The
continent-
panic attack actually starts to subside, and he starts to get a hold of himself.
Upon looking at this map, do I see this Isaurus continent?
on the world map?
Yeah.
No.
No. Anything remotely shaped like it?
I mean, any of them could be shaped like it. I mean, most of them are more oval in shape. Most of the
potatoes.
continents here, rather than bell.
So we're on the bell pepper planet. Gotcha.
If you two would like to make investigation checks on the other on the world map, you are welcome to.
Gladly.
This is gonna go over real well. Come on.
13.
Unfortunately.
Wow, 13's for
us.
both of you.
13.
Look at that.
Dang it.
Let's see. Sorry, I gotta look and see where. You guys begin to see familiar landmarks in the continent. You see places that are marked. So for Kadia, you notice Gibfell Forest.
I get what?
You notice Gibfell or the Gibfell Woods. Sorry, not
Gibfell Woods. Okay.
Yes, you notice the Gibfell Woods, except in the depiction that you are currently looking at, the woods travel much further southwest than you.
But he's gonna get excited anyways, just to recognize anything on the map.
Gibfell. You recognize the Gibfell Wood.
And by proximity, I should be able to find where my town is.
Because you rolled low, unfortunately, you don't quite find the name. Exactly. For Valinar, you find a landmark that sounds familiar with the Arid Peaks, which is a mountain range that you're familiar with, roughly. You know of, I guess is about.
The confusion in Valinar deepens.
Pardon, as you look at these maps, you get more and more confused.
Yes. Would I know like what my people call our area at least, or like the areas that we go to?
You know what? Perhaps go ahead and roll an investigation check as well. 1.
Blah, blah,
Wow.
blah.
So that's a modified
Not a natural
one.
one.
That's a
Not a natural
modified one, not a natural one. So unfortunately,
Wow.
you are just very confused by everything that this map currently is displaying. You cannot make heads or tails of it.
Because I am not familiar with any of the places that anybody else has mentioned.
So that is what you guys currently see, and the librarian is kind of like looking at you guys and just like, what is going on? Like, are you guys okay, or
A major magical mishap. Clearly.
Apparently a very big one.
right?
Because from what you all are saying, other than Cardin, who seems completely lost here,
I'm completely lost.
we
I will
recognize.
I will point out above game real fast, real quick fact. Every time you guys point out one of those landmarks that you were familiar with, you are indicating to a separate continent. So I said that Denox was in the northeastern quadrant of the world. Let's see. Valinar, yours would have been in. Yours would have been in the southeast quadrant, so below the one where Romulus. And then Catherine, yours would have been in the northwestern hemisphere. So you guys are in the northwest, northeast, and southeast hemispheres. Those are where you guys point and indicate to your continent.
So, we all recognize different landmarks on here, but according to this old map, they're all on different land masses. What does that mean?
At this point in time, the librarian is like, "What? That's impossible."
And at this point, Enoch turns to him and then, almost in a threatening manner, but not quite, more insistent.
Then tell me why there are no towering cities, no weather shields that I know, that I have seen every day of my life.
Well, he kind of walks to the world map and he goes, "Well, for starters, those things exist in a city that you're familiar with." And he finds where you had pointed on Helena and points to the city of Hofkin and goes, "You're from here, correct? This is your hometown."
Yes.
And he goes, This continent was not this continent's this is not where this continent is now currently located. Sorry, for better explanation, and he points to the continent in the southwest hemisphere. So the one that you guys hadn't pointed. This island, Isserus, raised from the surface from this continent. He taps on the map of the continent in the southwest.
So,
Wait, islands raised out of the sky?
No, they raised from the surface into the sky.
I didn't even realize I did it like that, but
even better.
Yeah.
But I was taught all my life that only my home existed. That my continent rose from the surface and was the only one around. That everybody else didn't make it. We were the last of humanity.
To my knowledge, that's what we were mostly raised on too. And like at this point now, you can see like the librarian like starting to like sweat a little bit as he realized he's got a bunch of idiots in his shop, and it is a major world catastrophe unfolding before him.
Question
Yeah.
for the librarian. Do you have any like records of religious leaders?
Religious leaders or
Like the heads of churches?
heads of churches? We might have some, but it's gonna mostly be from this area, and he's gonna point back to the region map.
Okay.
I do need to ask Valinar and Dinok. Is it possible that both of you lived on the surface? that perhaps my landmass is the only one that rose to the sky, and perhaps we weren't the last of humanity, but there were others on the surface that thrived.
At this, Denock shakes his head and says,
No, we were taught the same thing in Hofkeen. That only the people in Hofkeen and the surrounding few towns were the only survivors.
That's the same thing we were taught in Goldwild. In all religious classes.
I didn't even know there were islands in the sky.
I think it's at this
Again,
point
I-
everybody in the
again,
party
I
turns
ask
and
you,
looks
Cardin.
to Cardin.
Again, Cardin, I ask, how is it that in all of your travels and migrations by the stars, how did you get so lucky as to never find the edge of your island?
This is more of a above game DM question, I would say.
So basically the way that your
what-
migration path works is basically you guys established a pattern, roughly 1500 to 2000 years ago. Your ancestors established a pattern in which you guys then formed your migration or hunting paths on. And
Okay.
basically you guys just stuck to them because you knew they worked.
So basically, we just travel around in circles.
Yep.
And got lucky. Okay.
Yes, basically, we just travel around in circles.
Yeah, basically, you guys go to the same area, depending on the season. I would tell you those names, but I kind of feel like Cardin wouldn't remember them.
Did he mention something about Big Forest or something like that?
Yeah.
at one
Yeah,
point?
we have
Yeah,
big forests.
That is
some
the one thing that is
ruins.
consistent for you, period, is you were almost always in a big, expansive forest. Even when traveling on your migration, you were in a forest, and then the seasons would change as you began to travel further and further in a direction.
Big forest, bigger forest, biggest forest.
Yeah, that's well. I have my people have specific areas that we go to for the specific times of the year. Say the wet season or the dry season or the cold season or the hot
You're
season.
good. You're good. Don't hurt yourself.
Summer, winter, spring, fall.
Except I think
Autumn.
we got spring. Except I think we got spring, summer, winter, and summer. From that.
And more
Who
winter.
says it can't happen twice? Maybe his maybe his island's on a weird migration pattern around the planet. Man, it seems to be hot here more often than not.
I mean, I'm okay with that. But anyway,
My people, we typically shelter in ruins during the cold periods.
he did say ruins.
those
So
Or what
those
would be
ruins on a
seen
map?
as like ruins.
he says ruins, and considering how nice he thought the Forgotten District was,
Oh yeah.
Right.
Maybe he means just abandoned town.
That's basically what I mean.
well,
I wouldn't
and
even
there.
say town. I'd
But
say,
anyway,
like,
Nice. Like,
but you guys don't
that's
really
more
know
like
that.
yeah, like
So.
Oh boy.
I'm surprised nobody like this is sort of just me, but I'm surprised nobody's gotten any of the type of references that I've gotten so far. Or that like what I've said. But yes,
Anyway, so
I
I
am
do not what you
not
speak of.
familiar with any of these areas.
Okay,
Or
so
this map.
at this point, Val and I was just gonna kind of say to the rest of the group, What are we gonna do with this information?
At this
Go
point in
back
time,
home.
the barkeep will kind of speak up, and he goes, personally, I think this is information that.
When did we?
Sorry, not the
when did we
barkeep.
get into a bar?
I'm so sorry. That is a.
We're at a bar? Wow.
Brady-
It must be
Weird
nighttime now.
library.
We've been at the
Brady-
library a long time.
And
Hey,
then
we
we
went to the wrong
actually just-
library. This is the bar.
and we
Sorry.
somehow
No wonder.
teleported from the library to the bar
Sorry,
without
that
even
was
knowing.
a slip of the tongue. To be fair, 99.99999% of the time, the party winds up in a bar or a tavern.
Uh-huh.
He is not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, leave my card alone. Shoot.
So,
Shoot.
Excuse you?
My cat. Sorry.
so, what the librarian says and goes, honestly, you should let one of the, you should talk to the essentially the town mayor. He might have a better idea of what to do with this information because this is not good.
So by mayor, does the mayor live in the royal district or the commoner district?
the royal district. Zio lives in the he lives in the very center of the royal district.
So to go see the mayor, we need a what was it? A royal decree in order to get him?
Yes. Although sometimes under certain situations there are instances when
Exceptions.
yes. Oh boy. He kind of like looks at everything and he goes, you know, there's actually a chance that you might be able to meet him in at the party today. The mayor.
Oh really?
The mayor occasionally goes through the different districts during a festival such as the one that will be happening today in a few hours, and just spends a little bit of time in each district, chatting with the citizens.
Oh. Does he have a migration pattern?
No, he stays here all through all of the seasons.
I meant, is there a specific path that he travels when he comes out of the royal district? Does he go the same loop through the streets, or does he just kind of walk around at random?
No, he walks down the main strip and then he'll
There we go.
and then he'll spend time at his at a designated area where some of the commoners and more higher royal classes people will come and gather in a soiree. And by the way, this librarian is very clearly nervous at this point now.
Perhaps you should come with us. That way, you can verify that what we said is somewhat accurate.
Actually, I would much rather not. I tend not to like large crowds
Can
of
we
people.
kidnap the librarian?
Guys, we really need to not commit crime.
You can certainly try.
How about if you come with us, we can guarantee your safety amongst the crowds, and that's a persuasion.
It's not necessarily the fact of the fear of safety. It's more of like I don't like people. There's a reason why I run a library. And he gestures around, and you guys kind of take in the fact that you guys are the only people in here. And this is the most conversation I've had with somebody in probably 6 months.
What if our barbarian here puts you in a sack so you can't see everybody?
I'm claustrophobic.
I'd like to point out, I think that's a terrible idea.
Because
Thank you.
out of character.
Oh, okay.
It's not technically It's not technically crime if he goes along with it willingly.
Yeah, well, the guards see it like that.
Let's leave this bookie to this weakling to his own devices.
Wait. We need to. Don't we have to bring these? Can't we bring these maps with us?
Uh,
That way we can show them to the mayor if we should come across them.
the region map I could allow, but the other one, it's not technically supposed to leave the library. Sorry.
What if? What if I owed you a favor for it?
What kind of favor?
Certainly, there's something that you would need. You just said that you haven't had much conversation with people in 6 months.
That's intentional.
Oh.
Kind of like says as he's like still sweating.
Well, here's a question. Where can we just go buy a copy of, say, both those maps? Or is
Always thinking with the coin there. Always thinking with the coin.
Well, the general store, might have some. I doubt
But
he
you got
has.
them right here.
I doubt he has the world map though. It's fairly common, sure, but they're old and people have to take time to sketch them and then and stuff like that. So he may have one, but I don't know for sure.
But that's why we need you to part with it, at least on a temporary basis, and we can bring it back when we're done.
I don't think I can do that. But if you would be able to talk the mayor, if you were able to talk Zero back into coming to the library to view the map, I'd be more than happy to allow you guys to use the space.
That seems like an easier task to do than convincing you to let us part with the map and come with us.
I really don't want to go out. I hate parties, especially these ones. They're celebrating people that aren't even here.
Don't worry, I hate people too.
Oh, man. Certain people. Yeah, I hate certain people.
Okay, so I guess it comes down to finding a way to persuade the mayor to believe our story. And worst case scenario, perhaps our local barbarian will be able to kidnap him.
We're not kidnapping the mayor.
I mean,
We're not going down that route.
I feel
I
like
want to get home, damn it.
I feel like
want to be here.
I feel like the episode of this game is gonna be "We're the baddies?" ?
Yes.
Actually, now that I think about that, I don't think we can use that. I think that's somebody else's stream.
Now that now that we know that we're lost, royally lost, what else are we going to do?
we could go to that forest. I'm much more at home in the forest.
But what about those of us that live in the cities? It's just not going to be the same, and we can't. And according to these maps, it would appear we'd have to grow wings in order to reach our destinations.
I would need a parachute.
What?
Why would you need?
What's a parachute?
Wait, hang on.
Nobody knows this.
Wait. Oh, you're gonna have to explain this parachute. What's a parachute?
It's we use it to like say we climb up a high mountain. We use it to get back down quickly.
Sounds like a paraglider.
Paraglider, like a glider.
Where was this when we were in the cave yesterday?
I don't have one with me.
I'd also like to point out that you don't know what a map is, but you know what a parachute is.
Don't question it.
I think everyone is questioning it.
Oh, my brain hurts. Okay, so I guess we just go walk the main road until we find the mayor. Do we wait? What does he even look like?
What do we even need the mayor for?
The mayor is a human male. He's kind of small in stature. He looks 40-ish. 40 is.
Mm-hmm.
He's very rich. Look for somebody with an entourage. You'll find him.
And a monocle,
Can't
perhaps.
hold on real quick. Above game.
Maybe.
Above game, real
Yeah.
quick.
Okay.
All of a sudden, my brain did the thing where I just get this image of someone. Are we gonna go find Danny DeVito?
With a monocle.
Can we do that, please?
Oh my god. That would be fantastic.
See, like I was
We'll find
imagining
out.
more of like this Al Capone type of character.
I guess we'll find out. Oh.
Wait. Oh, he was the penguin wearing a monocle at one point. Oh, that's great.
Anyway,
So that's who we're looking for. Gotcha.
Alright.
I'm gonna have to leave. I can't stop giggling.
well, then I will say this. You guys step out into the city streets. The sun is high overhead, and you guys do begin to hear music off in the distance. And as you
Ooh, what kind
guys
of music?
begin to party music, and as you guys begin to make your way back into the city, nope, wrong party. Back into the city thoroughfare. We're gonna go ahead and take a break right here.
Woo.
Oh, perfect.
'cause it
that's,
is,
that's good timing.
It is about 10:40. So we are gonna take just a short few minute break here, guys, and then we will come back and continue whatever this is.
Kidnap the mayor.
We try not
Something
to
about
kidnap people.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
We're trying to keep people from kidnapping people.
yeah. I feel like the episode name of this one is gonna be "Can I Have It?" Or either that, or I want that one. All right, guys. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We'll see you then.
We're not kidnapping
Hey guys,
anyone.
welcome back to the stream. Thank you for bearing with us through the intermission here. We're not kidnapping. We are not kidnapping the mayor.
We're not kidnapping the librarian either.
Oh my goodness. Alright,
Fantastic.
I think we're all back. So let's go ahead and keep going.
Woohoo.
So you guys
Are we all back?
we got
Yeah, we're all
everyone?
back.
Okay, good.
So as you guys begin to exit into the main thoroughfare of the, it has begun to become very populated, even more so than before. And one of the things that you guys notice is there is a massive row of tables in the middle of this thoroughfare, and it is lined food and drink. Or like it's massive. There's so much food here. And there's tons and tons
Disease.
of what's the word, of drink, and you can even hear music in the background. You hear people starting to chat and everything like you hear music in the background. It is
Huh?
Yeah, it is a very lively party, and as people begin to dance in the city streets, what would you guys like to do?
Look for food.
There are plenty of tables that have food on.
Food.
I go to table with food on it.
You're gonna
I
have
might
to pay for the food, Carden.
I just take it.
You take it, and you begin eating it. Doesn't seem to be any issue.
I will investigate the food and drink before I go sticking it in my mouth, because I don't know who's been touching all over it.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
Let's see, is it safe to eat?
It is safe
That's
to
a 19. Perfect. Then I will have my share.
eat. Um,
I'm
Okay.
gonna look around and see if there are any angry vendors.
no, there are not. The food seems to be coming from somewhere. You're not really sure where. And people are placing it on the table, and you do see other people, commoners, coming up, grabbing some food and drink from the table, and moving along. Some of them go and sit down at tables kind of nearby off to the side. Others will grab like a drink and begin like dancing in the city street as they're drinking an ale or a wine, depending on the.
Do I see like how much meat is there?
More meat than you have ever seen in one sitting.
Okay, good, because my Carden,
You're loading up. You're
I see.
loading up on the red meats. Got it.
yeah, Carden load up on red meat because he's been having potatoes for 2 days.
It has not been 2 days. It has been 2 meals.
It feels like
Well-
2 days.
Carden, he's used to more meat than so this is a more familiar food source to him.
Fair enough.
It's rather festive out, isn't it?
Denock
Yeah.
starts to look for what the librarian described the mayor to look like.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception.
And I will say that you guys do know that this is a party designed to celebrate the heroes who vanquished the goblins, and it is something that is supposed to last late into the night. And
No
it's
problem.
it is currently about midday. 12 on a perception. As of right now, you do not see but you do kind of notice in an area kind of on the street a large section. Actually, it'd be more of like in a crosswalk. No, an intersection. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go.
One of the streets heading off of the main thoroughfare is like completely roped off in about a 30 to 40 foot area of that street, and you see over there like several chairs, and one seems to be kind of reminiscent of a throne, but like less so. So think like a fancy sitting chair. It's kind of
I
got.
pointed out to whoever's still next to me.
I mean, I had imagined you guys are kind of eating and drinking and moving.
Oh,
up
I
and
didn't
down
go
the
for the
city
food.
streets.
I immediately started looking.
Right.
Denock
Well,
immediately started looking.
oh, that's fair. That's fair. So, but yeah, you would eventually find it as you guys are moving around.
Okay.
So how would we get a audience per se?
Well, first we had to kill every townsman member.
Oh,
within
for
the
crying
game.
out loud.
It's a joke. It's a joke. I wouldn't even think of it. I wouldn't last 2 seconds.
I don't think any of us would.
Hmm.
You in
I
the
don't know,
garden.
as outsiders, I highly doubt it would be as simple as just walk up and say, "Hi, Mayor, we have something important to show you," and he'd just follow us. That would just be too
That's not
easy.
gonna
And
work.
no, because I'm sure assassins have tried that in the past. He'll probably also have an armed repertoire with him.
Would I see it? Or would I see? Dinoc, did you point it out to all of us, or?
Yes.
Okay, I walk right up to him. I start to walk.
He's
right
not
up to
there. He's not there at the moment.
him. Okay.
It's empty, Jack.
It's empty. The area is empty. It just seems to be roped off from the public at the moment. It's
Man,
just
what you been
currently not.
drinking? You see mayors that aren't there.
Mm-hmm. I have not been drinking yet. Well, that much.
So, do we think that the mayor will actually even believe us?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
But it's a start. If we can get him to talk to us about it, even just a little bit, might give us some insight on what we can do next. Maybe.
Maybe.
Although if we can't talk to him at all, then I don't know where to go from here. Maybe just wander around until something happens.
Well, I say if we get nothing from this, we start going to the other cities. I think there were 5 on that map.
That is a good point.
That is a
We do
fair
have
point.
We do have the regional map at the very least. Try our luck with someplace that's a little.
You
less
guys took the
stingy.
regional map?
Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Oh, we took the
I
regional
thought,
map.
I thought we'd left the regional map, being fully honest.
That's what I
I
thought
thought
There
too.
were 5 cities on it.
We took the regional map, but we couldn't convince the librarian to let us have the world map, the agent
Gotcha.
map. Sadly.
Okay, well that's a little bit different because if you're taking
News
the
to me.
regional map, you're checking it out, which means there's a fine.
Oh.
How much
Wait,
was
I
the
thought
fine?
I thought the fine was if we didn't return it.
Well, you still have to pay to
No,
check it
that
out.
was
You're not a
never
member of
mentioned.
the library. It's not very expensive. In order to check it out, it's a silver piece. Every day that it's late, it's another silver piece.
Well, that's correct because all I have is gold.
You can make change, bro.
All I have is
Oh.
gold as well.
Well, it's 10 to 1. So if you,
Yes.
whoever wants to, check it out.
I'll take it.
Okay.
So that leaves me with 9
Sure.
silver pieces and 4 gold.
No. Here, take 5 gold from me. I feel bad for you.
Oh, well, thank you. Now I have 9 and 9.
You're so nice.
Man,
Like, why
maybe
are
I
you
just
that
watched my weight
way?
go up.
You're so nice. I don't think he would have ever done that for you.
If I had more money, I would consider it.
I rolled really well on my money.
I didn't even get to roll for money. I didn't know that was a thing.
Bro.
Oh,
Was
you're
that
a
not
noble, aren't you?
Even
You did
I
roll for
had
money. I just don't think you get a lot. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Rules lawyer in here.
costly?
Because I had everybody rolling for money.
I found it. I
Yeah,
found it.
You found what?
Let me do that real quick. I found the section where you're supposed to roll for that. Nobody told me that was a thing. I'm sorry.
Yes, I did. Because otherwise you only get like 4 or 5 gold from
No
your
wonder
background.
I'm broke. No wonder I'm broke.
Wait, I'm confused because most backgrounds only give you like 4 or 5 gold to begin
What?
with. So how did you afford? Hold on, you have.
Me?
I had 10 to start with, and not sure where exactly.
Okay,
it came
so
from.
you got 10 gold pieces from your sage background.
Yeah, that's probably why.
So Yeah, you just didn't roll for starting gold. Oh my god. Bro, we even did this like as a group.
I must not have
Everybody-
been present during that day.
You were.
You were there.
I'm sorry.
To be
It was a s-
fair, I actually didn't do it that day. I remembered that night that, oh, hey, I didn't do my money.
Oh.
I did everything else except for my money.
What? What?
That was
what
so
is it doing?
slow.
Why did it roll that many? I said 3D4. Oh. I had some buttons pushed.
Oh.
Okay, hang on, I got it.
I-
I got it. Okay,
so-
now I'm rich again. That's 80.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like you should have money and you should be pretty well off.
That is much better.
Okay,
I like that
so-
number much more.
Why do you think I've been giving out money?
So, Valinar, take your money back.
Okay.
Oh my god. Sorry,
Hey,
guys.
you know what? You know how often I create characters? This is my third ever D&D character, and I've never rolled for money before. I've always been broke.
Terribly sorry about that, guys. Huh. Well,
It's in the title. We're a bunch of idiots stumbling through this.
all right.
You learn something new every day. You will never know everything about D&D, ever.
I see your challenge and I accept. I will one day
Alright.
get there.
Quote me every spell book in the spell book, and we'll talk.
Quoting them? Probably not. If you give me the name,
Exactly.
I can probably tell you what it does.
Tasha's hideous laughter.
Wisdom save.
The
It's a
sad thing is, in the past, like what, 2 campaigns I've been with Rip. Somebody has had that, so that's a bad example, my friend.
Tasha's hideous laughter.
That's one
There's a
of the
wisdom
most
save. If they
common
fail, they
wisdom
laugh. They become unable to move, take actions, or anything like that, and all they can do on their turn is laugh. They can repeat the save at the end of each of their turns, and if they take damage, they can make another wisdom save with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, we use that one quite often.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
never heard of it before. I was just throwing something out there.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I don't think in any campaign I've ever been in, anyone's had that one.
Let's see.
Back
The
in game. We'll
second
talk about this after
campaign, I
game.
think-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump back in game
back
and
to
we'll.
our game.
Back to game.
So you guys stay there until later in order to catch the mayor, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes, but not catch.
Well, meet with the mayor.
Meet and greet.
Get your sacks ready. Here we go.
Okay, put the bags away, guys.
Alrighty. So, here is a question, because the mayor doesn't show up for like another 3 hours. In that
Oof.
time period, how much do you guys eat and drink?
A lot.
Not that much. Jeez.
Not
Enough
much
to
at all.
satisfy thirst and hunger, but I'm not going wild.
Eat quite a bit. Don't drink much alcohol.
Okay.
I refuse to taste that
Extravagance
poison.
of both.
A plate and a cup is all I have.
Okay. So I'm not even gonna make any of you guys roll then, because you guys are having modest amounts. Except, Cardin, you are considered drunk.
Okay.
Oh no.
Great.
Oh
Barbarian's
no.
drunk.
Oh no. We're doomed. We're doomed.
Just so
we're
you
doomed.
know,
Oh, I don't know. That sounds like a bad idea.
just so that you know, you are immune to fear. But basically everything you do is made at disadvantage.
I know.
Okay. All right. Roughly 3 hours later, the mayor makes his entrance.
Is it extravagant?
Give me a moment. I had to drink some water. because this is the mayor's entrance.
Oh boy.
I am going to lower the mute.
That works.
It's better. Well, I still want just a little bit in the background so that you guys can kind of hear it as I'm talking.
I don't hear it at all.
Huh?
I don't hear it at all.
I hear it faintly.
Faint, very faintly.
Yeah, it's coming through Roll20.
Yeah, I'm not unmuting my speakers for it, unfortunately.
Oh, anyways.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, in theory, you guys should be able to.
I've got master music volume level at max. I can barely hear it.
It is very low right now, and I have. Oh, excuse me, and I have it that way for intentionally. So, as the afternoon begins to shift into evening, there is a bunch of murmurs among the crowd, and then pretty soon you guys hear trumpets. Sorry about that. And you guys turn and look, and you guys can see now coming down the empty street that had been roped off from the rest of the crowd. You see a fair-skinned human wearing very enticing robes. It's got like that.
My.
It's got that very deep V neck kind of a style. And the robes themselves are made of are a white with gold trim kind of robes that flow down just barely, not to the ground, but just like right to the ankle, I guess is a great place of putting it. And the man is leading a group of a few other individuals, mostly dwarves and a couple Goliaths, and you see one other human in that group. As they begin making their way down, and you can see the human kind of like waving, and the one in the front with the white robes, kind of smiling and waving to the people, and you can hear some of the people, "Oh my gosh!" And you, Valinar, you would notice this. You would notice that some of the people in the crowd begin to form a line over on one side of the of where the ropes are. As he begins to come down. How you meet with a mayor during a social outing as such.
Well, let's go get in line.
And then on either
I'm gonna go walk right past him.
and then on
Past all
either
the people in
side,
line.
I
Well-
follow I follow
we'll get to
Nadia.
that. We'll get to that in just a moment. On either side of this small party of individuals coming forward, and when I say small, there's like 8 people coming forward, including the mayor himself. And then on either side are 2 rows of soldiers, and these soldiers are wearing plate armor, wielding some very large spears, and some of them and most of them also have swords on their belt.
We'll get you in line.
Yes, you guys get in line.
Yeah, I'll back it up. Back in line. Here we go.
Okay, so you guys get in line. I will say, hold on, I'm gonna luck here. That's not bad. There's actually only a few people in front of you, and by a few I mean like 6.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah, I rolled really good on that for you, and really bad for them.
We'll take it.
So, so you guys kind of, for those of you who don't kind of understand why that's really impressive, think about it as well. For those of you who are in the U.S., think about it like a Black Friday shopping.
Oh God.
and you are 6 people from the front of the store as you're
Means you've been waiting there for 3 days.
camping out overnight or whatever. There are
Ugh.
6 people
And
in
we're
front of you.
Way.
And we're also fairly close to trample line.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so
Ugh.
think about it that way. For those of you who are stateside, those of you who aren't, think about any time a store is about to open and people are waiting outside. I assume people do that in other countries too. If
That's a
I'm
good one.
wrong,
Maybe for like
tell
a
me.
Mac, for like a Mac release or like a new
Oh,
iPhone
gosh.
release type of thing.
Oh yeah, that could be too.
How about, in light of current coronavirus outbreak, as cities start to open back up and all the stores start opening up, think about that kind of rush.
I was thinking the Harry Potter books releases.
Oh,
That'll work.
Yeah,
that
That's
works.
this'll work. Anyway,
Not just Harry Potter book release. Think the book 7 release.
Yeah. Anyways,
Oh,
back to the game.
yeah. So as they kind of as the group kind of comes forward, some of them are talking with the mayor, and the mayor kind of like nods, and they all take these seats, and all of the seats are arranged kind of around the mayor in a sense, not like encompassing him, but like in rows, like a college graduation in a sense. All the doctorate degree holders in the back there. And the mayor sits forward slightly, and they are still kind of discussing a little bit. And you see, like as they all begin to approach, you see a town crier kind of unfurl a scroll, and just begins to shout, "Please welcome the mayor and his cabinet, Mayor Zio Wisebrew." And he kind of like begins to close and like bows, and at this point in time, you guys begin to hear the crowd applauding and cheering. And as Zio kind of walks around to the front of his chair, he smiles and waves and begins to sit. And shortly after he sits, some of the servants behind everybody begin to approach with plates of food for everybody in the entourage, except for the guards. Point of note, except for the guards. You would assume there's a reason for that. And
they already
they
ate.
probably, and they continue to, they begin to eat, and they talk a little bit, and they eat, talk a little bit, and a little bit of time passes before the mayor finishes his plate, hands it off to a servant, and begins drinking a goblet from a goblet of wine. And he kind of turns to the guards, kind of near where you guys are, where the people have lined up, and he kind of gestures for the guard to begin to let them in. And the guard kind of nods, turns to the front of the crowd here, and looks to the first person here and goes, "Number." They present a number of people that are there. This one was 1. And he lets one person in and closes it off, and the individual goes up to the mayor and begins to talk to him for a moment among the cabinet.
So we need a number. Well, that's problematic.
4.
Unless that's the number of people that are going to speak.
You guys are close enough. You would have heard the individual say 1, and then one person went into the area.
Oh, okay.
So
I misunderstood. My
no,
apologies.
you're fine. I probably could have explained that better, but I didn't know really better words, so. But yeah, it seems to be just the number of people that are going
All right.
into the area.
Okay, retcon didn't say that.
Okay. Okay.
Delay that.
So I know Valinar's just gonna watch the mayor
Mhm.
to see how he talks to everyone in
He's
front of him.
he seems to be very friendly with everybody, smiling, kind of leaning forward a little bit. Not like on the edge of his seat, but like leaning forward, kind of like on the armrest, engaged in the conversation. It seems to. Go ahead and make an insight check for me. Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Wow.
So
Those are both good.
that is a 26 with a natural 20 of a 27 on the other side. Yeah, so with this individual, he seems to actually be really engaged in the conversation, and like talking with this person. And you kind of notice that the person who is standing there is a little more well dressed than some of the other people here. May just be a royal, or it may be somebody who's a little more well off in the common district. You're not sure, as you are not from this city.
Okay.
so
Um,
while they're talking, Denock turns to his, again, air quote, compatriots, and says,
So, what do we say?
Well, first you want to compliment them. Always compliment them. Doesn't matter how ugly they may be. Doesn't matter what they're wearing. You compliment them. You find something to put them in a good mood. Then that's where it gets a little dicey. I'm not sure what we could tell him that would convince him that what we found is a groundbreaking discovery without some kind of proof on us. Unless one of y'all has another idea. One of you three has another idea, maybe?
We walk up to him, tell him what happened, or our understanding of it. That's the barbarian perspective.
Okay, walk up, tell him exactly what happened, and then perhaps ask what he thinks of it.
Or we could convince him we were sent by the gods.
no.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Like,
if
do
anybody
you,
stands a good,
Is
if anybody
that
stands a good chance of it, it would be this cleric. Is that what you're supposed to be?
Yeah, I'm a cleric. Yeah.
The holy guy.
Hi.
is that
Yeah.
actually what Carden says? I need clarification here.
Yeah, Carden saying we could just convince him that, well, because this is what Carden firmly believes, is that they were all put together in one spot by the deities to solve some sort of problem or some sort of issue.
Keep in mind,
Okay, but
Carden's
I-
also firmly drunk.
Yeah,
Okay, but
yeah,
still,
I'm
I need
keeping that in
clarification.
mind.
Carden says to tell him we are sent by the gods.
Yeah, this is also like this is drunk Carden,
So
but it's
At
also
this-
free, like he's like being a little freer with his thoughts at the moment.
Okay, so even so, at this point, Denock turns, snarls at Carden, and growls, "No,
I mean, it's not a terrible idea. It's just
no."
we don't know, but we don't know enough about these people, whether they're close to the gods or not, for it to be effective.
It's at this point in
Plus,
time that
no.
the next person goes in, and this one actually calls out two people enter. So
Now,
there are 4 people left
we-
in between us, and okay.
well, 3 actually. We would just look like crazy
Oh,
people
yeah.
if we start spouting off the names of gods that they may or may not have heard of. So not the gods. We can't claim to be from the gods. Because I know what he'll say
So-
next. Well, which god?
Shit.
Ah.
So I'm gonna try something here, and to probably Katie at this point, gonna use Mind Link and say
Ooh.
how many people you run into that can do this, and that this is all straight into your mind. My mouth isn't even moving.
And then I had to ask out of game. If I respond, is it out loud or is it in my head?
It can be either or.
Yeah. Whichever way you want to respond, because I would have used my action to give you the ability to do it back to me.
Tell you what, I'll allow you like make an intelligence check to see if like you freak out or not, basically.
Okay.
To like process it as
Straight intelligence.
yeah.
Bloop. That is
I'll-
a 16.
I'll say you would be able to respond in your head if you would like.
Okay.
For you, this probably would like something like this probably would have been a very rare occurrence, but it probably wouldn't have been unheard of.
The question is, has this happened to me in the past or not? How do I wish to tackle this one?
Rip, whenever you guys get done with that real quick.
I'm gonna think back to Valinar. Not many people, but he's gonna hear a female voice, which might throw him off.
That's fair. That's fair.
Not many people talk to me inside my mind, but I would rather appreciate it if you would stay out of my head.
And in Corey, Lana reminds himself, did I just speak to the correct person?
Out loud, Kate says, "Yes." But
No, he
Oh,
well,
no, I didn't say that in common.
yeah,
I
it
said
was
Ah, okay.
yeah. He said that in a different language that I'm almost positive you don't speak.
Oh,
We
okay.
didn't-
I wasn't sure what he said.
What language?
Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
Korean. Oh, yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure there's only one other person that speaks that, and he is currently intoxicated, so he did not hear it.
Yes.
So,
And I probably would have just laughed at that comment because I'd been like, that came out of left field. Because I wouldn't have noticed that he connected mentally.
Well, I didn't connect to you. I connected to Katia.
yes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I wouldn't notice that.
So
So
in-
I would have been confused by understanding.
So
All right, and then what did you want to say? Sorry, Danak.
Real quick, perception on races around me.
Immediately around you, or like in the crowd?
Crowd, what I've seen so far in the city.
Sure.
Hmm.
Basically, are we just seeing humans, dwarves, and Goliath, and maybe a few elves?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll the perception check.
Oh,
Oh no.
5.
Oh boy.
interesting. Hmm.
Thing yet.
Perhaps you're too focused on what we
I mean-
should do here.
Yeah, you have been kind of laser focused on all of this. So it's really
Fair enough.
difficult to. It is kind of difficult to tell whether or not there are other races. You know, you've seen a couple, but nothing that like super stands out. Like you've seen human, you've seen dwarf, you've seen elves, you've seen Goliaths, you've seen the very occasional gnome. But because there are so many larger people here, a lot of the smaller races tend to hide pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so out loud, I turn to the two who aren't, about ready to keel over in their own vomit.
Ew.
I turn to them and ask,
One thing we could do. Use me. How many other Dragonborns do you see? How many other odd
Ah,
How many
Perception
times
check.
do we see?
Make a perception
I
check.
see what you did there. As a player, you failed the perception. Now you want us to look around.
yep.
Sure, make those
Fair
perception
enough.
checks. Natural
Nat
20.
20.
12. Okay.
How many Dragonborn do I see?
You actually see a couple.
Oh, okay. But they're
You see a bronze-scaled female dragonborn.
not damn.
Seems to be wearing a like an apron of some kind. It's not heavy from what you can tell. She is, fairly large dragonborn. Not quite as big as Dinok. And she currently is sitting at a table with some other individuals, and they seem to be playing some kind of drinking game. So you see the dragonborn female there, and you see two other dragonborns just in the crowd itself. One seems to be of a sorry, I gotta think of the one seems to be a copper color, which is slightly different than bronze. And then there seems to be a red scaled dragonborn.
Based on what I'm seeing,
They're far enough away that you are unable to see anything else about them. You just see their head because it's one of the few things that stands out above everything else in the sea of people.
well, I'm going to say based on what I'm seeing here that your kind, Dragonborn, are a little more rare out here than the rest of the races, but not unheard of. So you're not one of a kind. I don't think if you're thinking what I think you're thinking, if you try to convince him that you being here is proof of
I will
other
say, even with that natural
lands.
20, you do not see any other black dragonborn.
Yeah, you're the only black Dragonborn around here. I don't know if that means anything or not. Honestly, because I had never heard of your kind. I had never heard of your kind before.
A little on the rare side, but not.
But you're not the only Dragonborn.
And at this point, another person goes in.
Well, we
Now,
better
Valinar.
There are currently two people in front of you.
Valinar,
Hmm?
if
What?
you were thinking of doing what you did with me, wink.
Enoch tilts his head.
Okay, that was you I talked to. Okay.
Yeah,
So confused about that
It-
for a second.
it's just a secret between the two of us.
All right,
if you're
sure.
if you're thinking of that, what are you going to do in regards to the mayor? Are you going to be the voice of the gods?
Well, that thought did cross my mind.
No.
And mine.
Who said no? I heard a no.
That would have been Dinok.
Enoch.
Oh, that was Dinok?
No.
I'm just gonna do the same thing to Dinok as what I did to Katia. Katia?
Okay.
What, you don't think it'll work? That's through the mind link.
Has D-Knock ever experienced this?
Oh no.
Honestly, I would say yeah.
Okay.
Due to other people in your area trying to derive power from different sources, regardless of what it may be. So even seeking power from outside, aka Warlock, it wouldn't be. It would be very rare for the most part, but whenever somebody does have that ability, they tend to use it a lot.
Okay. So I turn and look at Valinar and just say, I don't like the gods.
And that's in your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Can I transmit pictures? Like an image in my head?
Don't think so.
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure it has to be audible.
Okay.
Give
Yeah.
that creature the ability to speak telepathically with you for 1 hour or until you end the effect.
Speak.
I would allow emotion to be transmitted, but not like an image.
Okay.
So like if there was an emotion that was lined with those words, I would say that it would be able to be received telepathically.
Could you
Okay, then
Could you transmit your thoughts to someone else and make it come out their mouth?
I mean, if they say it.
I'm pretty sure it's pure. Hang on. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
That help?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So when D-Knock says, "I don't like the gods," he
said it to me through the mind link. Was my understanding?
Yes.
you get the impression of a sense of loss and deep anger and resentment.
Okay. Someone really doesn't like the gods.
The cleric kind of just shies away.
All right then.
All right. As you guys kind of wait a few more minutes in time, eventually you guys do get your turn in line, unless there's anything else you guys wish to discuss.
It would appear our best plan, sadly, came from the drunk barbarian.
Oh god.
Well, at this point in time, you guys are face to face with a guard who goes, "Number
4.
4.
He opens for you guys. He steps aside and allows the four of you in, and then stops.
We're the
rest of
biggest
crowd.
party so far.
Yeah, but they're at this point 10 people into the line, and as you guys kind of step back and look at the line, you realize you don't see the end of the line.
Ooh,
Wow.
we got lucky.
That's a forever line.
Well, people from all the districts
Is the
are
line
here
that
are here to
never
and are able
ends.
to talk with the mayor. So
We should keep this brief then.
perhaps. So you guys are here in front of the mayor, and he kind of looks down to you and goes, I do not recognize you guys. Welcome to the city of Dagbor. Tell me, what are you interested in discussing today? And kind of like leans forward, elbows on the armrest of the chairs. He's kind of got like a cheerful, more of a gleeful smile on his face, almost like a smirk.
Well,
I
Mr. Mayor.
immediately don't like this guy.
Oh god. Our barbarian's
Well-
drunk and doesn't like the guy we're talking to.
Well, Mr. Mayor, first I would like to say it is a lavish set of robes that you've got there. Have you ever heard of Malachi Swift? Perhaps he designed those robes for you?
Talking about the name of an individual. Malachi.
Say what?
you're talking about a name of an individual. Malachi. The name does not sound familiar, but these robes are actually, they were a gift from my father's father. Yeah, I think that's where it came from. And he told me it came from a land long ago. Apparently it's made out of spider silk, which I thought was weird, and then I put it on, and it's actually very comfortable and very flattering. You would know, Katya, that spider silk is the material used for that product.
Ah. So, it's been in the family for some time, and it's come from a land far away, you say?
Yes,
I
it's
just
one
so
of
happen-
the heirlooms of the household here, the Wise Brew household.
Well, it just so happens that my robes are too made out of spider silk. Here, feel. And
The
Katya
moment you
offers up her
step
sleeve.
forward, like 3 guards behind him just and just step
Whoa, whoa,
forward
whoa.
and just like, and he kind of like pauses. He like kind of waves him. Hold a second. He brandishes no weapons. Step forward, and he calls you to step forward.
So Katya offers up his robe sleeve.
Kind of
Here.
like
Give it a feel.
he like starts to reach for it, pauses for a moment, and kind of looks over his shoulder for a moment and goes, Libra. And you see as like a small servant go, yes, sir. And he like steps forward and just waves her hand in front of your robe, and you watch as the prestidigitation spell goes off on the sleeve of your robe. He kind of goes, thank you. And then he begins to touch the material, and he goes, remarkable. Very similar to my own, except you're saying that this is the materials are the same.
Yes, exactly the same.
Fascinating. Where did you acquire yours?
From my father, Malachi Swift. You see, he had a certain eye for fashion, and your robes look like something that perhaps he might have made. That's why they struck my eye so fancifully, and I couldn't help but wonder.
Fortunately, I'm not familiar with the name Malachi, or any business.
It's an
that
old
he may
family
have.
name. It's an old family name from my hometown of Oxenford.
Let's check for him. Slow. Sorry, the name does not ring a bell. I mean,
I don't imagine.
go ahead.
I don't imagine that it would. As me and my 3 companions here, we kind of made an odd, unsettling discovery, possibly groundbreaking, if you'll pardon the pun, about the region that we are in relation to the rest of the world.
Oh, and what's
You
wrong
see,
with
each of
Isserus?
Well, after comparing some notes and staring at a couple of maps, and asking a very bewildered librarian what he thought about it, we came to the conclusion that each of the 4 of us apparently hail from a different region according to a pre-Rise map. However, we, through some magical mishap of some sort, came to arrive here. We are lost, we are far from home, and this is a totally different region from anywhere we've ever been. Hence why we found the maps. It would seem that there's more to the world than any of us has previously known, and we'd like to share this discovery with you.
Kind of looks you guys over for a moment and goes, so none of you recognize the map of this region.
Nope. Denock shakes his
You-
head no.
Nope.
You'll have to excuse the barbarian. I don't believe he even knows what a map is. And he's drunk.
That so. You guys are each from a different region. An old. Excuse me, I had to burp. According to an old world map from pre-Rise, none of you
Yes, sir.
recognize the this continent, but none of you guys know each other's homeland.
Exactly. We were able to
So
look
who's
at
the
these this
outlier?
ancient.
That means one of you
Well,
is either lying to either the party, most likely to you guys' party here, or one of you is from the surface. He like turns and looks and is like very. Roll an insight check while you're literally right there.
Just him
inside.
or all?
Just him because it's kind of close at the moment.
Okay, ignore mine.
23.
Very nice.
There is an instant look of distrust and not fear, but worry, I guess is the word. Is what I'm looking for.
I mean, I don't know what an island is.
Yeah, he hails from a location where they have migratory patterns, and apparently they've never seen the edge of their island simply because their migratory path does not cross near it. But when we were each looking at the pre-Rise map, we could point to different landmarks that we each recognized on three out of the four continents, really.
Denox speaks up.
The city of Hofkeen, for example.
You're making this poor fellow roll a lot. Off King, the City of Dragons.
Denox's eyes go wide.
I thought that was I thought that it was a child's story growing up.
It is real, and we are more advanced than ever before.
I'll have to take his word for it because I've never been there. Never even heard of the place until recently.
You guys can like at this point in time, you guys can all kind of see like this, not like this like worry in a sense beginning to set in, like this unease, and he kind of leans back in his chair and he kind of goes, "And you're able to prove this?"
Yes. Unfortunately, we could not convince the librarian to A, come with us to meet with you, or B, lend us the map. But if you can come with us at some point to the trusty book, we can bring out both the regional map, which I have on my person, and Katya produces a folded up piece of parchment, and the librarian is holding on to the pre-rise map as it is ancient and predates any island's rise into the sky. I believe this groundbreaking discovery may actually be quite useful for us to figure out a means to return back home and undo whatever strange magics brought us here.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Oh, gladly. That is a 17.
Kind of looks at you and kind of looks at your party and kind of goes, "So you guys are being. I simply do not have the proper time today.
If not today, then when?
Perhaps tomorrow." Here, and he reaches into his tunic, his robes, through the deep V.
There we go.
And pulls out a single piece of parchment with a wax seal on it.
Hmm.
And as he kind of pulls it out, the noise in the streets stop, and you hear people gasp, and
Sweet.
and he goes, tomorrow, midday, come to the royal district, present this to the gods. He hands it to you. You and your party will be led to me. Discuss things for then. And he kind of looks over his shoulder and goes, Squire, clear a spot in my schedule tomorrow for midday. Right away, sir. He says that he kind of like just jots something down real quick. Kind of goes, don't speak of this to anyone else. You said the librarian.
Yes, Mayor, sir.
Said the librarian at the Lucky Book knows.
Trusty book.
Trusty book.
Yes.
Thank you for the correction.
That's what he's here for.
Squire, write that down. Already did, sir. Thank you. He goes, I will see you guys tomorrow at noon. Or at midday.
Aye, sir.
As you guys begin to leave, the music picks back up, and you guys leave and rejoin the festivities.
So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this parchment and I'm gonna tuck it away nice and neat in my robes where it's close to me.
Yeah. In your inventory, you can add a royal decree.
Royal decree.
Yeah. You managed to persuade him.
Woohoo!
And with a good insight check on his behalf, you guys managed to gather a royal decree. So now,
Yay.
Who needs plans?
as the day continues, and the day begins to come, get dark, get lower and lower as the sun. Shortly after, not terribly long after your guys' visit, the mayor does depart from the area and begins to move on. Now, the question for you guys is, as it comes to evening, do you guys plan on going back to the Forgotten District? Or do you plan on staying in the Common District? Because there are inns here.
I would say we'd probably end up staying in the Common District just so we don't have to pay the re-entry fee.
Good point. Although I'm sure the royal decree would let us get past the commoner gate all the way to the royal gate. However, you never know. Not that the people at the slums are untrustworthy, but I'm not sure I want to sleep with something this important. In such a rundown location, it would make us targets.
I want a place that has coffee.
Sounds like a good excuse to go to an inn.
Yes.
Do you guys want to head to an inn?
Like a tavern or an inn or something.
Mhm.
Maybe on our way there, I'd look for like any, I don't know if I would, necessarily see some, but like, I'm not sure if my tribe would have anything like this, but something like a, most wanted or a, or something like that, like a,
Jobs board.
yeah, like a
balance.
jobs board type of deal.
No, your tribe wouldn't really have anything like that. Because you guys are mostly like hunters.
Yeah,
So you
that's
guys tend to hunt, food and game, and then if you guys have excess, you tend to sell it off in the like the very small like grouping of people that people call a town, and you tend to sell it off there. But you guys mostly trade that for like alcoholic beverages.
Yeah. Very much so.
Unfortunately, you wouldn't really know to look for that.
You're kind of mixing your other character.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, I was just wondering if we might have had something like that.
But you wouldn't know to look for something like that, unfortunately, I don't think.
Yeah.
Eventually, you guys find your way to a highly recommended inn, known as the Yawning Mug Inn. And as you enter, as the evening is beginning to wind down for the night, there's nobody in the shop, but you do see what you would assume is either the owner or the worker currently polishing the bar, essentially, within the inn. And Katya, you recognize this. This is the bronze-scaled dragonborn that you saw earlier in the drinking match. And as the rest of you guys, and as you guys
Female bartender.
walk in, you guys see a female bronze-scaled dragon wearing kind of a worker's apron, kind of off into the corner.
Kate is going to, specifically speaking to Dinok and Cardin. First to Dinok. I saw her in the crowd earlier when I was looking for Dragonborn. So I've already seen her today. And Cardin, I wouldn't go drinking against her. She'd probably kick your ass.
Are you sure about that?
You're already wasted, and look at her. She looks fine. I saw her slam down more than you did.
Deception check? Question mark?
Because
I rolled a
thing
nat
is,
20. I don't know. I rolled a nat 20 on that
You were
perception
you were-
earlier.
You were looking for Dragonborn. You weren't looking for that specific Dragonborn to know what they were doing for that duration.
Deception check it is.
Arden, you can make an insight check if you'd like.
yeah, I'm going
Oh,
to make
that's
an
an eight.
insight because I know I consumed copious amounts.
Yes, it is also at disadvantage because you were drunk. So,
Yes.
insight.
Oh wow.
5.
How,
Those
how
fives.
rare is that?
5, both ways. It appears to happen more often than you might think.
Especially
So-
with your dice.
So, it appears as though Katya is telling you the truth.
Of course.
As you guys kind of enter the bar, the Dragonborn kind of like notices you guys and goes, "Oh, welcome. Don't get many travelers in here. Welcome to the Yawning Mug." And her arms open wide, indicating to the place around her. The name is Jez.
When she says yawn, I yawn.
Rooms, I take it, she says as she smiles as she sees you yawning.
Mm-hmm.
Are we looking for multiple rooms or just one or two? How would you guys like to acquire rooms for
I like to have my own room tonight. I shared last night. I don't want to do that again.
How much does a room cost here?
5 silver.
Oh yeah, I'm cool for my own room.
Yeah, same.
Yep, Dinok nods.
Okay. 4 different rooms. 5 silver apiece. You guys need to break a gold piece. You minus 1 gold piece and add 5 silver.
Yeah. Done.
Cool.
She gives you guys access to those rooms, and you guys have rooms for the evening. However, it is, still kind of early.
How early?
It's probably like dinner time ish. It's like,
Hmm.
well, maybe probably after. But the problem is the streets are filled with free food and beer. Nobody is in the inn.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
So, also, have you been continuing to drink, Cardin?
Yes.
Okay.
If we went back to the party afterward, or like,
I
if we
mean,
went-
I assume you guys might be.
Yeah, then yes.
Oh boy.
Eventually, the evening begins to die out, and the music begins to, as people begin to return to their homes and places like that for the. You guys, I'm assuming you guys return to the inn at some point.
Yes.
unless we pass out in the street.
Mm. I'd rather sleep in bed.
Yes.
Thought so.
What?
Carter, do you know what a bed is?
I do.
Okay.
Ish.
Ish.
Ish. We mostly have like cots or hammocks.
Okay.
Like more portable bedding.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I asked.
Oh, I didn't.
But during the winter we would use normal.
Okay.
So, as the actually, you know, so as you guys are beginning to wind down for the night, in the tavern, you guys are kind of like just, finishing your stretches and stuff like that. You and some other folk join inside the tavern at the yawning, and you, as fairly shortly after, you guys have a evening to kind of relax and rest a little bit. You guys begin to hear a scream from outside
Oh
boy.
as guys are currently inside the tavern, and you guys notice, as you guys turn and look at the door and the windows, you guys actually can see a thick dark fog beginning to roll through the town.
Is that normal around here?
No,
I'm asking that out loud.
The bartender kind of goes, no, not that, not really. Fog sometimes happens, but not like that.
Oh my.
Okay.
A map?
Yeah, because I made a map. Problem with
Uh-oh.
that?
This is not good.
Oh boy.
It fighting time.
Battle time.
So much for wrestling for the night.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
So you guys are currently in the tavern here, and there are quite a few patriots.
Patriots.
Patrons.
Patrons.
Yeah, I heard patriots. I'm like,
So did I.
for our country!
Hey, they might be. You don't know. So, what you guys are kind of currently here in the tavern? Let's see. Do you guys? You do.
Do not.
What? You should.
Do not. Can't move my character.
Oh, why
Nope.
did that not set to you? Give me 1 second. I am fixing that.
Now I do.
Yeah, I'm fixing it. You guys, you just
There we
remind. Because like some of them it linked. One of them it linked right to. Others it didn't. I don't have an image for you, man. So I don't know.
For me?
Yeah, I don't have an image for you. So
Yeah,
You're just a person.
all the ones I've created I haven't been able to download.
yeah.
So I'm working on it.
It's okay. I might be having a solution for that in the future.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm actually changing something.
Good tight.
Okay, we're good there. Alrighty. So currently the door is over here.
Mhm.
But you guys don't currently know what's going on. But you guys heard a scream from. So, what do you do?
I sort of like turn towards the scream.
Oh, that's instinctively.
Yeah, like instinctively turn
Yeah.
towards the scream.
And you see a tavern with doors.
I want to go up closer to the door
Yeah.
and look out.
Okay.
I like
Oh, you're gonna
Whoa.
go. You're gonna go outside.
I
Okay.
go like right up to the door and like start to push it open.
Okay.
I might get out of my
so-
seat, but I'm gonna stay back here.
Yeah.
Hold
I'm
on,
gonna
I do-
step around.
The thick fog makes things.
Huge tavern.
Yeah, it's a big tavern. So it is. It's like I said. It's one of the most recommended ones in the city.
And you said this is a fog, not darkness, correct?
Correct. It's a fog, so this stuff is
Okay.
like
Uh-oh.
oddly skewed. As you kind of like peek out through the door and stuff, not doing it quietly. Yeah. You kind of like open the door and you watch as a goblinoid figure kind of turns and looks at you. And as it turns and looks, you see the flesh be like slawing from the jaw as it turns and goes.
Ooh.
It seems to be undead.
Undead goblin.
Great.
Fantastic.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. The rest of this area is heavily obscured. So, I think right there as a cliffhanger is.
Oh,
Great.
As you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, we have an evil DM.
Yeah. This gives us time to prepare for next time.
Well, it gives you guys
Well-
time to prepare. It'll allow me to actually get a token for Valinar because
Valana?
I got it. Took me a moment, but I got it. And just so that you guys know, you guys do hear movement outside, like quite a bit out this way. So we'll see what that entails this time. And it's not necessarily that I'm an evil DM. This actually just makes a really good transition because A, it's after midnight. And B, it allows me to get a token for Valinar. It allows for the party to
I'm
kind of
sorry.
just. Huh?
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm working
You
on
just
it.
keep saying the token.
It's fine. It's fine. But like I said, it's after midnight. We had a blast here. This gives them kind of time to kind of think and decide what they want to do.
Want to
Something,
cast a spell.
and something that I will say because I am anal when it comes to this kind of a thing. I made this bar fully interactive. You guys cannot.
Really?
You guys cannot. But if you tell me what you would like to, I You can move it.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
down to the mugs of ale.
Oh no!
Wow.
Yes.
So,
That's
How about the
cool.
people?
huh?
That's actually a really cool feature on
How
that
about the
map.
people?
Then
I spent a lot of time on this one. So I'm really proud of this work, and I'm very happy by that. So
I
you
know,
guys,
but can you move the people?
yeah, those are NPC tokens. I have them set so that they're tokens, so that I can move them without issue. So, the only thing that I will say that you guys will be unable to move is the bar.
Uh-huh.
fair.
For
What if all
obvious
of us
reasons.
lift at once?
Strength check. But that's there's obvious reasons behind that.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, this was something that I worked. I am very excited for this combat session because this will be the first combat session. No,
Oh, we actually.
you
Nope.
you throw your back out. You throw your back out.
Hold on a second.
The barbarian.
Yes, the barbarian.
What if we all work together?
Oh,
Oh!
You throw your back out.
that's with a +4.
I love it.
Dual eights.
Yeah, I love it. So, but that is where we will pick up right here next week, guys. I think, like I said, I think this is just a great place to end it. So those of you who are on the podcast who don't get to see what we're moving around, sorry. Come check it out on Twitch, or in the DOVs, whether that be YouTube or Twitch later. We'll find out. Actually, you'll find out. I won't. So guys, let's see. Today is Friday. Nothing tomorrow. Sunday starts our new week. So our schedule for next week is Sunday, Borderlands 2, Tuesday probably.
Hopefully.
Huh?
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
depending on that. So Sunday, Monday, Borderlands 2, hopefully 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday maybe will be The Witcher. Wednesday we're back to Borderlands, and then we're off Thursday. Saturday next week, with Friday being in between, having another D&D session at 9 p.m. So, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed everything. If you like what we're doing, show your support of the channel, however that may be. Even just sharing it with your friends is a whole lot. It means a lot to us as well.
Share it with your family. Give it to your grandma. She's got nothing better to do right now.
Yeah, we don't pay to advertise or anything, so sharing with your friends is the best way to get the word out if you like our content.
Yeah. So if you guys missed the first episode, again, you can catch it here in the videos on the channel, or on the Big Ripper YouTube channel, and also now on Podbean, which there is a link for that in the chat. Also, if you guys would like, come join us on our Discord server and help us grow the community around what we're doing here. Because we're not only doing D&D, we're doing other video games like that. It's been a lot of fun for all of us. So, I hope you guys are enjoying this, and if you guys are, let us know. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Big Ripper, where you can get all the latest updates as we kind of announce everything. So, guys, I think that's it. I don't have anything else. So, anybody else have any other announcements? Otherwise, we're good for today.
Nope.
I think we're good.
All right, guys. We'll
Announcements, what are those?
continue to be safe, guys, as we kind of merge into this transition period, maybe, depending on where you're from. And
Ohio, you guys are just screwed.
Ohio, Michigan, and Illinois. Like, all three of the states around us are extended through at least the end of May.
Oof.
Yeah. So
Here in Texas, at least I don't know about all of Texas, but the Houston area things started opening up today.
Yeah, see that ours is technically tomorrow. Well, yeah, today. You know, it's
I'm just
it's
glad I
Saturday.
wasn't at work today to deal with it.
I'm an essential worker. I've been dealing with.
Insane.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, guys, you guys have a great night. Catch us in the next one. Take care of your guys' self. Have a good night.
See y'all.
Good night.
Next time.